So wait, it seems like a lot of people are talking about this whole Osu mapping drama shit. Does anyone have like a TLDR? Bang Bang got vetoed and people are pissed about it? That's it? Oh, damn. Bang Bang got vetoed for something stupid. Bang Bang got vetoed because reasons. Alright, so thanks to the TLDR. Now, who has the T? Where are the forum threads? Where are the discussion? Where are the videos? Oh, shit! TLDR BN vetoed it because it was too spaced. Then the BN got restricted for getting mass reported. Wait, what? Wait, that's kind of fucked up. As in, like, the mass reporting thing. That's actually fucked up. Like, what the hell? They vetoed the map with no discussion, by the way. Can someone send me the discussion? Oh, shit. Thank you, Kexiv. Bang Bang got vetoed. Emret will explode when he wakes up, lol. Damn, Akali is going to get #1 now because I think Emrek is going to off himself. Anger, rage, even. Wafer saying exactly what I generally think. The map works because there's a spread to justify the difficulties getting harder. Having calm parts be large space helps make the map not be like 3 stars in the calm parts and then 9 stars in the intense parts. Even then, the calmer parts have less spacing and density than the intense parts, which provides contrast. The issue I think you have is that you think the map is overmapped, but that's totally fine because there's still contrast and spread to support the overmapping. It's why stuff like Zeroa or Deadly Force or Flame Wall work. You can justify overmapping by having contrast existent in the map and the spread. In addition, I disagree with the lack of unique patterning. Sure, a lot of is vertical up and downs, but there's stuff like this pattern, which represents the vocals, or the repeated patterning here for the repeating drums. Vetoes like this would make it impossible for it to make a jump map above like 7 stars because it would have all the spacing that is too high, essentially preventing the game from actually moving forward in terms of aim difficulty on ranked maps without DT. Not gonna lie, overmapping should be almost a non-concern for maps intentionally made to be high star. If people can't map intensely, the 9-star stuff is going to be 300 BPM Death Screamo, and I'd rather not that be the only thing ranked at the high end. Even with DT, you'll eventually hit a cap until 2x speed is getting ranked in laser. People are already pretty good at playing some of the hardest ranked aim only maps with DT. Fuck, guys. Not even Wafer nomination could save this map from a veto. Pack up your bags. It's #overbros. Damn. 877 upvotes over mapping drama. This shit really is everywhere.
Hello.
Alright, let's actually check out this discussion. Because I've never played this map. Someone told me about it like yesterday. I didn't even think it was that big of a deal. Until I saw that one play from Emrek. Where he like kind of popped off. And actually makes like 2k PP doable. That was crazy. Alright, hold up. So this is the map that's caught everyone's attention. And there's, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no ranked beat map of Bang Bang yet. There's this one, which is Love. And this was like super popular. If you guys don't know, this is Drummer. Drummer is the same guy who mapped that one 10-minute long map that I made a video on. And then people ended up DTing it for like 1,000 PP. No one's ever seen that either, I'm pretty sure. Actually, wait. Are these the same guys? This Drummer is without the dashes. Hold up. It is! Oh, damn. Alright, so this is the one that everyone else is up in arms about. So, let's take a look, shall we? Let's see. For the record, before anyone mentions it, this part is the most intense part of the song, which is by far why it has almost the most intense in the map with relatively high spacing. They're referring to the top div, yeah? Yeah, that makes sense. Sagan, hello. I am sorry to say, but I believe the current state of this map is not suitable for rank due to the following point: patterns lacking variety. This. 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 Etc. There's probably a bunch more. And the map really does feel like there are only 2 or 3 circular and back and forth movement repeating over and over no matter how the song is going and not really representing the song well. I mean, isn't that just like consistent mapping? You know, like I use the same patterns over and over again too. Because it's like consistent and it fits the song. Is that how mapping works? Or am I dumb? I mean, mapping variety should only really apply if there's like stuff in the background to justify it, right? They're all following like the drum and the snare in the background. I don't know. Seems legit. I'm not a mapper though. The map blah blah blah. Pattern being generally overspaced. My main concern about this map is the point. My main concern about this point is the map feel more like a full screen jump spam more than actually representing the song, and I believe that the song is not really necessary to have such high spacing.
Mapping things, yep, mappers, yep.
Weaker parts like these. Etc. It feels really unnecessary to have such high spacing jump, even if there are some stronger drum sounds there. It also brings contrast issues compared to the really strong ones like here, since they barely feel any different. Okay, this is going to seem toxic, but I have to know. What rank are they? They're not ranked? They don't have a rank? What? Their most played maps are Hitori Godo. Best performances, 200 PP. So, I don't think this is an issue because the weaker parts do feel weaker. From a player perspective, okay? These slow sections are less spaced compared to the harder sections. Also, there's like this when I think of intensity, it's not only with difficulty, it's also with the concept as well. With this jump being centered in the screen and increasing in spacing over a longer period of time, it like locks the player in. It draws attention. That's also emphasis, you know? So, because it draws the player in, I feel like this pattern is also justified, even if the spacing, at least even in the beginning, is like similar to like the slower sections. You still feel it, and when you're playing the game, you still feel it. So I don't think that's an issue. That's my personal opinion. Core section is the biggest issue about the map. The spacing have literally nothing to do with the song other than spamming full screen jumps everywhere. This I actually feel like does have some validity to it. Because if you just like delete the map and you just listen to it and ignore this being like a Ki section, it does kind of seem similar to, let's see. Like it's basically the same as this section, just without the vocals. You know what I'm saying? So like I do feel like there is some validity to this one. But I think if you put it into the context of like, you know, the song itself, which it's going off of this really slow section, right? There's this calm section here, that's like kind of building up to this big monumental thing. And then it goes into this section. Having it much more space kind of gives that like final boss feeling, which I feel like fits the bill for larger spacing. Also, I have this really big complaint with maps in general, which is when the chorus hits, it feels like the easiest part of the map, and the hardest parts of the map feels like the build-up, if that makes any sense, right? Like when the chorus actually hits, it just feels like pretty undermapped in comparison. That's my personal issue. The reality is, oftentimes, most of the time during choruses, it's like there aren't enough instruments being played to justify objects to be placed, you know, that would fit a difficult map. Well, in this context, it's like it's just like the drums are apparent, right? The main difference is the spacing, right? I'm sure the patterns here are pretty much the same in other parts of the map. Other parts of the map might be mapped to vocals, but whatever. Yeah. Is it overmapped? Yeah. But usually overmapping has some underlying justification or logic or reasoning behind it, and I feel like it's apparent in this section. As not a mapper, I'm not a mapper, all right? Not yet. So yeah, he points out a bunch of the big spacing jumps. Yep. Everything is being the same when the song is obviously having different intensity. With the point I mentioned, I believe the map is not ready for rank until further improvements. Ackle, regarding your last point, it has massive spacing because the section is by far the most intense part of the song. Sag says further point, I mentioned that here being the most intense part of the song, but I see no different compared to this. I mean, that's highlighting the bang bang intense parts, right? I mean, it's for emphasis. Emphasis is all about contrast, right? My concern is not the one or two part being overspaced, but the whole map being unnecessarily high spacing. The whole thing feels pretty much the same. I mean, this is not all the same. There are very clear places where even in the hard part of the map, there are harder parts within it. Like this part right here. Like, again, it's that the center of the screen, constant patterning while it's getting more space, that locks a player in. A player will feel this as a hard part of the map. Even though the spacing is fucking huge, it's the easier part of the hard part. That's very important, apparent. And then this part right here, pretty sure it breaks, what's it called, circular flow going into it. Same repetitive pattern, except this one's at an off angle, which makes it even more difficult, actually, having a player have to go on this weird off axis. Plus, the top left-hand corner sucks ass for most right-handed players, so this is hella hard. Just an anecdotal thing. I don't think this needs any comment. That's just dope. I think mappers are severely underestimating just how like cool that pattern is. Okay, like even I feel like this is actually undermapped. This is severely undermapped because this is piss low easy when this should be like the super hard section. But repetitive patterns like this look super cool to play, are memorable, are eventually reach the difficulty that it should reach by going, you know, more and more spaced. Like this is memorable as like the hardest part of the map. Even though it may not play as the most difficult part, it is seen as like the hardest part. So that's dope. Again, I'm not a mapper. But anyways. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't Maybe it's the fact that I'm not a mapper, but I just don't understand the veto, bro. I think it's fine. Seems like a good map. Even other BNs don't understand the veto? Damn. Listen, I'm not trying to flame the dude, all right? I think they do have some, you know, valid criticisms. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think they have some concerns. And one of those concerns is the very fact that, like, if you literally just listen to the song, this section kind of it has similar intensity to other parts, right? So there is that underlying issue of why should this be any different than the others? But that's where context really comes into play. Is looking at the entire map under the context of, you know, each individual pattern in comparison to other patterns. And I didn't even get to touch on the spread argument of things. Having a full spread is also very important. And it seems like, yeah, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different difficulties for this shit, dude. Like, as long as each step up in difficulty seems like balanced and fair, that seems legit to me, man. Like, but I'm not a mapper. I'd like to be a mapper, but Log Off Now has been waiting on me to get back to him for 4 months now on a mapping collab. So yeah, that BN has the N-word back in their name. They will have bigger issues soon. What are you talking about? Maybe they got the pass. You know? How would you know? Listen, dude, I'm not trying to make assumptions here, all right? I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, all right? That's like saying, oh, BTMC, wow, they must be a fucking cryptocurrency enthusiast because it could be abbreviated as BTC. Omega lol. Actually, that's like the one saving grace of BMC, all right? Because I remember when I was doing my name change, I was like, BTMC. Isn't this literally just one off of Bitcoin? So the very fact that this community somehow found a way to, like, make an abbreviation that is not BTC, that's pretty dope. You're welcome. It was just me. Yes, it was single-handedly just you and Yodi. And also me playing Genshin Impact. That is the only reason this emote exists. This video by Cap Noir should answer all your questions. Wait, I've seen this guy's videos. These guys' videos are actually pretty interesting. They're kind of like the drama alert of Osu. Except usually the content is pretty good.
They have given 378 gift subs in the channel.
As we all know, the Osu mapping scene
Moist
is
critical
already
of
a
Osu?
dumpster fire.
Honestly, yeah.
Maps are going to get disqualified left and right. We had the whole issue with Valley of the Quandale a couple months ago where it got disqualified because they were thinking...
Wait, what the fuck did you just say? Valley of the Quandale?
Had the whole issue with Valley of the Quandale a couple months ago where it got disqualified because they were thinking, oh, it's too repetitive, but then it got freaking ranked again.
Quandale? Where the hell do you see Quandale? It's a joke of his. He speaks in brain rot. Okay, the videos that I've seen from him were not very brain rot. Well, he gives a lot of his opinion, which honestly I don't agree with a lot of his opinions, at least in the videos I've seen of his. But you know what? It's whatever.
And right, we had the whole issue with Valley of the Quandale a couple months ago where it got disqualified because they were thinking, oh, it's too repetitive, but then it got freaking ranked again because Valley of the Quandale is a goated map, right? But in this video, I want to talk about this freaking mapping drama that I'm kind of emotionally invested into. I'm kind of pissed off at this, honestly, but I just want to talk about this mapping drama where this map called Bang Bang, called by Green Day, it's like a jump aim map. Emmerich is trying to play this for 2000 PP chokes, and he's just going God mode on this, right? A lot of people, we've been seeing a lot of speed maps lately being ranked in Osu game, not a lot of aim maps, and we finally have some breathing room for the aim players here with map like Bang Bang here getting ranked. Like, it's the highest top diff on it is 8.88 stars. Like, it's just pretty crazy. We're gonna be pushing skill cap if this aim map is going to change the aim scene if this map comes out, and a lot of people
see stuff like that is just objectively false. Well, depending on how you look at it, pushing the skill caps of aim maps, I would heavily disagree against that, because here's the thing, this map is mapped in a way to be very comfortable. Okay, that is the point. You can't exactly push skill if you're making it comfortable. It is a farm map. Let's not forget, or let's not call it anything else. It is a farm map, right? There has been a drought of aim farm maps. Let's say it, all right? Let's say what it is. This is not pushing any skill. Aim players who have reached high skill ceilings need more farm maps because they've played and farmed everything else. That's it.
Are going to be quite happy with this. They're looking forward to this map getting ranked because we've been seeing such a speed meta now that we want some aim maps just to mix it up a bit and just make things a bit more exciting. But basically what happened in terms of this drama is that it was about to get ranked, right? It was in the qualified stage, it was cooking a little bit, and right before it was about to get ranked, right before Emmerich was about to hop on and start twerking on 2k PPs, the map got vetoed. And what vetoing is, and OC Games guys do not know what it is essentially when a beat map nominator, they can look at the map and be like, okay, I don't like this part about it, and they can essentially say this map is not going to get ranked anymore. So obviously all the players that are expecting this map to get ranked with all of their own agendas here, like Emmerich wanted to get 2k PPs and aim players want to get aim plays, these guys, their whole expectations are just ruined. And obviously the whole community is fucking pissed off, right? There's all the Reddit posts where people are like saying this got vetoed, and post about Emmerich here where how does this affect Emmerich's legacy, and Emmerich doing some moaning in the camera or something if this map gets vetoed, and like all these other crazy things with Bang Bang here, right? And I want to dive deep into why this map even got vetoed and just want to give my thoughts on the whole situation here, because I think it's really fucking stupid on why it got vetoed, right? That's kind of just the whole situation with a lot of maps. But basically it got vetoed by this person named Sagan.
Wait, I just realized this dude is wearing a Virginia Tech shirt. Is Cabrar in Virginia? No way! Sorry,
beat map nominator, and he's from Hong Kong. And this guy, when he woke up to write this veto post, I'm assuming that just like his name, his balls were sagging or something. Like he woke up, he had some saggy ass balls, maybe he had some saggy boobs or something. I don't know what the frick is going on with this guy, but he had a very sagging mindset. And basically he wrote this whole ass post with a shit ton of dislikes on this, like this vote to dislike to dislike ratio is probably worse than the Osu is a waste of time video. Like it is just absolutely insane, where basically he says in here, hello, I am sorry to say, but I believe the current state of this map is not suitable for rank due to following points. So this is for the top difficulty of the map, where it's 8.88 stars, which is a pretty rare star rating to see in ranked maps nowadays. But basically he goes on some more patterns lacking a variety, and he shows some timestamps where I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of patterns, and there's just some more. I'm assuming that I haven't really played the map before, but I'm assuming that it's like repeated patterns. And then he goes on to say the map really does feel like there are only 2 or 3 circular and back and forth movement repeating over and over no matter how the song is going, and is not really representing the song.
Alright, we already went through all this.
The most intense part in the whole song, which makes sense, right? If you have a crazy part of a song where it's just like the beat drops or some shit, I don't know, like Green Day Bang Bang, maybe he's like banging all of the bangs, he's banging all the moms, and he's gonna put a crazy part in the map, right? That's essentially what's going to be happening. So of course there's gonna be massive spacing. But basically this guy's main complaint with this map, I personally have not played it, but just to extract what he's saying here, it seems that one of them is that the patterns are
okay. So chat, again, I think what this guy is doing is great. In fact, I'm going to subscribe to the channel right now and smash the like button because I want to encourage more people to make Osu content. That is the bottom line. However, it is very hard for me to watch Osu content because there's a lot of Osu content creators who are still learning. So when I watch an Osu video, it's very difficult for me to watch because I just see all the problems. And one of the biggest glaring problems about this content creator is it seems inauthentic. This commentary doesn't seem real. It seems like they're trying to be a moist critical, and like that's kind of try to be someone that you're not feels weird, which might be incorrect. Maybe this is his own genuine opinions and he's like just popping off and having fun with it. That's what people thought about me. People thought I was overreacting for all of my early videos and that I was doing all this shit because I was some immature kid. I was an immature kid and I did a bunch of stupid shit and I freaked out over a bunch of different things, right? So that was just me genuinely. So this might be him genuinely, right? And I guess we'll see over time as he evolves as a content creator, is this consistent within his content, right? So, but right now with me, who wants to encourage new content creators to get into the space and make videos about Osu, at the moment, it's just really difficult for me to watch because it just, it's hard. It is hard for me to watch content like this, but I encourage it nonetheless.
Are very over space, and that the pattern movements are just very repetitive. Like that, I think that's the main takes that it seems like Sagan is given here. And from what I've seen, like again, I haven't really played the map. I'm not really trying to hop on and play this map. The only rhetoric that I can give about this map, like I haven't played it, so I can't comment if it's actually that repetitive. But I want to say that a map like this, it is the highest star rating, 8.88 stars. Of course, it's going to be space as heck. Like if we have maps like the Season on a Hero map, is a 9-star jump map. Like I guess you could say that map is over space as heck. The jumps are all over the place. It's a jump spam. Like how else are you going to map a freaking high star jump map unless you make it a whole jump spam map? Like I don't understand this guy's point here. I think it's freaking stupid. And then there was some lashback by Wafer here, which is essentially a beat map nominator. Wafer is known for being a pretty goofy mapper where they map like really insane songs. Like these songs, like I wouldn't even call them music really. Like just based off my own music taste, I think they're quite absurd to listen to, and that's also the opinion of a lot of Osu players. But Wafer's just known for mapping really goofy songs and getting a lot of goofy things getting mapped. So when Wafer came in and gave their opinion on this whole situation and said, guys, I think this map is actually a good thing, people were thinking, oh my gosh, if Wafer is given the beat map nomination, then this map is going to get ranked, because Wafer maps, like a lot of people don't like them, but they always somehow get through. So they're thinking a map like Bang Bang, maybe they'll get through if Wafer gives their opinion here. But basically, Wafer said in this post, the map works because there is a spread to justify the difficulties getting harder. Having com parts be large space helps make the map not be like 3-star in the com parts and then 9 stars in the intense parts. Even then, the calmer parts have less spacing and density in the intense parts, which provides contrast. The issue I think you have is, yeah, you think the map is over map, but that's so what it seems like from Wafer, I think it's quite a W take. Again, I haven't played the map, but just my own impression from seeing the map's difficulty and all that. Like, it makes sense what Wafer's saying here. So I really like Wafer's take. And you guys would probably think that Wafer's giving their W take and Osu game is going to be saved by Wafer and Bang Bang is going to get ranked. But no, the map actually ended up getting vetoed by Ballsagging here, where they said, sorry, but vetoing because of their post. And then Wafer essentially replies to that, because Wafer originally replied to the veto reasoning or saying why it can't even get ranked, and Wafer said more discussion would have been nice, or an explanation on your thoughts addressing the replies. This is an astonishingly poorly executed veto. Please elaborate on anything before just jumping to vetoes. And then all the other people saying, I second Wafer on this. Very mature of you, sticking fingers into your ears, saying la la la, you can't convince me if you don't get a warning for this. So it just seems like from my perspective on this whole situation, Sagan is giving their perspective on why this map can't get ranked. Like it's fine to share your opinion on this, right? Especially if you're a beat map nominator. But I really do think that the issue here is that they don't reply to the criticism and the feedback that Wafer gave to Sagan, because obviously beat map nominators, like everyone's gonna have their own different opinions, but they should have a normal conversation and talk it out and be like, okay, maybe we agree on this and maybe we should disagree on this, and then they could eventually end up in a greater resolution on the whole situation with the map here. But no, this person just said, no, fuck you, I'm just gonna veto it anyways, I don't care about your feedback. So obviously I think that's a very rude and disrespectful thing from
Am I dumb? Or is this okay? So the main criticism of Sagan vetoing this is that he didn't give criticism, or he didn't give, you know, feedback in his veto. But is this not the criticism? Is this not the reasoning behind the veto? Oh, what's up, Saito? Yeah, don't read his name backwards. He didn't give space of negotiation. Hold on, let me go back to let me see the veto itself. Fuck, how do I do this? I'm not a mapper. Chat, how do I find the veto? Below the hype train bar? Oh, disqualified 25 hours ago by Sagan with a new problem. Vetoing because of this. Okay. This was sent 27 hours ago. This was sent 25 hours ago. So he sent this first. There was some discussion. 26 hours ago, Alaki gave some reasoning. Wafer gave some reasoning as well. There is a back and forth discussion, and then at the 25-hour mark, Sagan didn't respond to any of it. After 2 hours of discussion, Sagan didn't respond to any of it and just vetoed. Okay, that's fucked up. That's no, dude. No, dude. That is not how OSINT mapping works. I'm not a mapper, and I can tell that's not how OSINT mapping works. That's just fucked up, dude. He gave valid criticism. He opened the floodgates for discussion. That's great. That's what BNs are supposed to do, right? They're supposed to point out things that are concerning to the mapper, so that the mapper has the flexibility to make those changes. But it seems like the mapper and the people who nominated it disagree. So there should be a discussion about that. Not just throw in a veto. I mean, what did they expect was going to happen? Unless they just magically didn't open their computer. It was like, oh, wait, I sent this wall of text. Let me just send the veto anyway. Actually, even that is also fucked up. Nah, dude, what the hell? Wait, okay. This is probably blowing up in the NATs. Like, there's probably discussion of this in the NATs, right? This is just not following what a BN is supposed to do. Fuck the map. This is just improper conduct of a beat map nominator, right? Like, take the context of Bang Bang out of this. This is not how a beat map nominator is supposed to conduct themselves. Is that right? He vetoed before waiting for a response from the mapper at all. Huh. I'd love to see the day where Pepe intervention in mapping drama. He does. When it gets bad enough, Pepe does get himself involved. It's actually kind of funny. But I think people fail to realize that, you know, some people put Pepe on a pedestal, which he's the lead developer, right? But I need you guys to understand that Pepe is only one guy, and he is laser focused, see what I did there, on the development of the game. He outsources and relies on the community to, you know, conduct other aspects of the game. And mapping is one major part of that. Pepe does not know shit about the mapping ecosystem and the culture that has developed as a result of it. So a lot of the takes that Pepe can have might actually just throw a wrench in, you know, all the culture that has developed within the mapping community. For good or for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying? So this is how bro responded to what everyone was saying in that thread instead of having a proper discussion. Since I don't see anything gonna convince me without major changes, I will just leave it to mediation. So this is a veto? Okay. Didn't realize this was a veto. Okay, this is just miscommunication then. Maybe the mappers and VNs would have taken it more seriously if he mentioned that they were vetoing unless these points would be addressed. Which, even in that case, they did address it, didn't they? I mean, this is anecdotal, but I'm pretty sure I've heard of cases where people just reply to things threatening a veto and just saying subjective, no change, and then the map gets ranked. Which, those days might be over, but like, I don't know. They also said something about it on Twitter. Whoa. Let's get the context. Whoa. I'm actually self-banning. GG, well played. This game actually sucks so fucking bad, it's embarrassing. Sorry about vetoing because of this. Veto is deserved, but unfortunately the reasoning is complete ass. Gives people... What the fuck is... Ask Grok! The fuck is... Hell no. Tell me the reasoning is complete ass. Gives people to nitpick each point realistically how in 1 or 2 sentences. The phrase reasoning is complete ass reflects a sentiment often found in discussions where people feel that overly detailed or nitpicky reasonings can detract from broader understanding or practical application. On platforms like X, users might express frustration with this approach, suggesting that it can lead to unproductive debates or obscure the forest for the trees. That's actually not too bad of an answer. Thank you, Grok. Anyways, veto is deserved, but unfortunately, the reasoning is complete ass. Gives people a reason to nitpick each point. Realistically, how would you veto this top div with reasoning of blatant garbage top player bait? Because that's probably the intent, but you're forced to give timestamped examples. To be clear, I'm only talking about the top div. Anyways, less rage bait post actual opinion. The map is not more or less offensive than some of the shit that's gotten ranked anyways in the past few years. This is exactly why Veto system is dog shit. It only targets the popular maps. Hello, this might be the only time I will reply about the Veto, and one thing I want to clarify is that before the Veto, I have no idea the map was famous because I don't watch any OS related stuff. This is just a random friend sent the map to me and I find it unacceptable.
Hi.
I apologize that the veto was not done in the best way because apparently I've never vetoed any other map before, but now I do know that it can be done in so many better ways. I can't change what already happened or let me know if there's anything I can make it up. But to me, I do believe the map is worth at least a mediation before getting ranked because it is obviously a controversial one. Jackson says, I can see that you're well-intentioned and are trying to do your job as a mediator of beat map content, but this isn't a great way of doing it. You were sent a map you've never seen, disliked its choices, then went to mediation without discussion. You made it controversial. Sagan says, in this situation, I believe this discussion is not really going to do much. Let's be honest, we both know we are not going to change others' mind. In mapper POV, they won't want to change much since it was intended, and in my POV, I won't find it acceptable without major changes. Jackson says, I'm not a VN, but from my perspective, this is a pretty closed-minded view to go into a modding map. With zero intentions of having a real discussion or convincing the other party, you are openly admitting that you planned for a veto the moment you saw an issue with the map. There are many people involved here whose opinions are valuable and matter to this situation. You are ignoring that likely because 1, you refuse to be open in discussion, and 2, you think everyone else is as closed off to discussion as yourself. These are not good things. Yes, I admit that I didn't handle the situation the best way I can and apologize for it, but I believe that even if we have more conversations, it still won't change much in the end. Jackson says, I understand, but I think as a BN, you have a responsibility to attempt a real compromise through your explanation and allowing a response before going as far as a quick veto. I'm not going to say that BNs should judge all situations perfectly, but I wanted you to see my perspective. Sagan says, I got your point, but I do notice that it could be handled in a better way afterwards, but as I said, it already happened, and there's not much I can do about it anymore. All I can do is take it as an experience and try to do better in the future. That was like an entire thread of people saying the exact same thing back and forth. Nothing of value was made. Welcome to Twitter. That's why I uninstalled. Nothing of value was created or lost outside of my time reading it and your time listening to it. Check Kibblroo's replies. Ray says, sad cowarding after getting shit over a bad tweet with the cope. Guys, it's just rage bait, haha. Either admit you were wrong or actually just stand by what you said. It's not hard at all and doesn't make you a complete nice person. I'm not wrong though. I expected this outcome given my wording on the original tweet. People who can't do anything but fling the nice person word around is amusing to me. Really shows a lot when the immediate reaction is to insult / witch hunt. Though I guess the OC player base is quite young. So chat, in cases like this, I don't think discussion is actually even going to do anything. Everything's already played out. I actually agree with a lot of the perspective of Sagan, all right, which is everything's already played out. It is what it is. Let the system run its course. Are people going to be happy from that? Obviously, you've seen people are not happy with that. However, I can understand it from Sagan's perspective that, you know, it's very obvious that Sagan just fundamentally disagrees with a lot of this style, okay? The patterns lacking variety, the spacing being big. Like, any person who plays and understands the PP mapping genre will understand how that is justified in a rankable map. Sagan just disagrees with that, which I feel is very interesting because I don't know Sagan's experience as a beatmap nominator, but this has played the course for years. And the consensus has generally been there are BNs for PP farmers, there are BNs for tech mappers, there are BNs for movement mappers, there are BNs for metal mappers. Everyone kind of gets into their own cliques, and that's where this circle jerking kind of comes from. I don't know what happened in the time since then. I know there's been some changes in the beat map in the mapping community, especially involving the NATs, but what it seems to be, from an outsider looking in, again, I'm not a mapper, what it seems to be is that a person who doesn't normally nominate PP farming maps has gotten into a pickle for a map that's going for ranked that is a very clearly for PP farmers. And they fundamentally disagree with that. And when you have that sort of disagreement, the only way you could really resolve it, because these are changes in fundamentals. That's like, I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but that's like, you know, two opposite political parties disagreeing. You can argue all you want, you can lay out the facts, but the foundational difference is not going to change, right? It's your experiences, it's your opinions, it's your you know, your the memories of you that you have playing the game are going to affect your opinions. So at the end of the day, the only person who can resolve this are people who have a higher authority than the beatmap nominator. So the whole mediation thing, I think what I'm trying to say is I understand where Sagan is coming from, and I think the discourse that happens in the higher ups is actually going to solve everything. And people bitching and complaining about things now is just how the system works, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So my personal opinion as a player, not a mapper, has always been, if a map is a map that I don't like, I just don't play it. And I've had to suffer the consequences of that, which people saying, oh my god, this map just got ranked, you should play it. Oh my god, this is easy PP farm, dude, just play it. Holy fuck, dude, did you hear that Sotark did this? Oh my god, did you hear that Log Off Now did that? Oh my fucking god, did you hear that It's Winter just mapped this? It is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's just like an example, right? Like, for me as a player, I want to support the maps that I find pretty cool. It's just very difficult because I personally had to make I've had to reflect on myself, because what I want to promote and what I want to draw more attention to and showcase on this channel often comes to a point of conflict with what I'm required to do as a player to rise up the ranks. And you can see that my decision thus far has not been very good in terms of my rank. However, I do feel like I've been able to play the game very positively. I've played a lot of beat maps I thought were very innovative. I'm happy that people have sent me maps and that people have continued to innovate on maps, primarily within the tournament scene. Like, a lot of the custom tiebreakers that have come out are phenomenal, but they're not worth anything, right? And that's obviously hindered my rank. So for me personally as a player, I have this severe conflict because the maps that I want to promote are not PP farming maps. I want to see the mapping community, ideally, if the maps that are cool, that are difficult, manage to actually fairly reward performance points for a, you know, good score, this will not be an issue. But the fact of the matter is that there is a meta. I don't like promoting that meta. I don't enjoy, you know, partaking in that meta, but there is an audience for it. And if I want to stay as a competitive player, I have to conform to that meta. That's difficult. So now imagine that same opinion, except you can actually separate them into two separate people. You have BNs who are willing to encourage the meta farming game, and there are BNs who are trying to encourage a more creative approach to it. There's just a conflict of fundamentals. So I actually agree with Sagan on that front, that yeah, just send it to mediation. There's no point in discussion. Yeah, it looks bad, but just get it over with. But anyways, glad we got through all that. Oh shit, I just realized I didn't even finish the video. Is there anything else in this video that's actually
sagging here? Besides that, I also want to give my whole take on this whole mapping scene and just this map situation in general. So it just seems like in the mapping scene in general, I feel like lately in mapping in Osu game, there's just a lot of emphasis on treating mapping like an art form and not really making map starter fun. Like obviously it is the best if they combine both of those aspects of making the map an art form and also making the map fun. But I feel like some of these players, they just make the map like an art form, like saying that this is some modern art thing like Wafer's doing here, but they don't actually make the maps that fun. Like I feel like that's kind of the dichotomy that's being made right here in Osu game with the mappers here, where they have to mix between having a fun map and an art form map. Like I feel like lately it's just a bit more on the art form map in terms of the mapping community, where people are really putting this emphasis of, no, you can't map it like this because I disagree with this and I think you should actually put it like this. Like I think it's so stupid, this whole disagreement. I feel like at the end of the day, what is the whole point of Osu game and creating these maps and even playing them? It's for fun. It's clicking circles, listen to the music. That's the whole point of Osu game. It's fun, right? But then now they're kind of spinning it up and making it a little less fun and having these arguments and saying, no, all these maps here actually has to be an art form.
I'm trying to wait for this guy to finish up. I'm just gonna say right now, this entire argument falls apart the moment you ask the question, what is fun? I don't find playing maps like these fun. It is what it is.
I mean, you have to make it like this type of slider. You got to do this type of equation. Like I don't know what's going on with the Osu mapping scene.
Fun is subjective.
Dumpster fire.
This entire
like,
argument falls
think
apart
we
at
should
that.
Just be focusing on the fun aspect here. And as we can see from Bang Bang, like I do think, like I saw an Emmerich clip on it, like in terms of DT, like the map looks fun. It's just jumps all over the place. You're gonna be twerking on the maps and aiming the tablet all over the place, going cross screen jumps. Like it looks very fun to play. But then all the other players, they're gonna be like, actually that is a jump spam map, and I don't think it should be like that because it gets repetitive here and there. Like these people like ball sagging here are gonna have their bad opinions about it and be like, yeah, this map should get disqualified because of that, and eventually veto it like this. Like at the end of the day, Osu game, the maps and just playing them, it's just fun. But now these people that have these art form perspectives and saying, no, mapping should be an art form, and no, I think it should be like this, and these patterns are too repetitive, and Da Vinci, Leonardo have those things current state, they probably should have just ranked it anyway. For my own play the game and just aspect of it, it's for fun, these maps, right? You don't have to make everything an art form. You don't have to criticize every aspect of it. Like I know these mappers can get really stuck in their own head and go into their own echo chambers on what's right and wrong. Dude, you have to conversate with the other people, like ball sagging here. He's not even conversating with Wafer. Like you got to have the conversations if you're going to treat it like an art form like this and not just veto it. But at the end of the day, you got to keep in mind the number one aspect for the customers of the Osu game players, where the maps are supposed to be fun. It doesn't have to be a fucking art form. But that's what I want to say in this video.
So the solution behind all of this, okay? The solution behind all of this is just play the maps that you want to play. Who cares about the rank category? The rank category doesn't matter, right? Just play the maps that you think are fun. If you find a mapper who's created something that you enjoy, follow them. When they create a new map, be excited. Express to that mapper that you're excited about their maps, that you appreciate their maps. I do that all the time on this channel. When Winner releases a new map, holy fucking shit, I'm on that day one. Okay, I make videos on them because I think they're fun, right? Encourage the maps and send appreciation to the maps that you enjoy, and that's basically it. Who cares if the map is ranked? The one thing that makes it all complicated is that there's a ranked category, like a ranking system, and that it is required for players to play ranked maps in order to find success as a player in this game, a competitive player in this game. However, if all you care about is the fun, which that seems to be Cap Noir's big argument, big shtick here. If all you care about is fun, the ranking category should not matter to you. That's the point where I'm at right now. Every single passing day, I feel increasing pressure to actually re-engage with the competitive system. In some regards, it does happen because there are the occasional maps that do align with what I find is a very fun, challenging maps, in that it does reward PP. At the moment, there's only like a handful, maybe like less than 10 maps that I feel like fall under that category. So there is like that sort of overlap. But when I do reflect back on what I want to do within this game, well, Let's just say dropping out of the top 100 was definitely not one of them. Something for me to think about. Anyways, that was interesting.